James, and welcome back to the new season of Future Man, where we're here with Den Haag at the start of the Eredivisie season, the 2035-2036 season, where we find ourselves not only in the Cup, but in the Champions League proper, in the league stage. Yes, the Champions League is in the official switched over to the league status stage at this point, so it will be interesting to see how that goes. The Eredivisie has already kicked off. We have already even played a game. We played the Johan Cruyff Schaal, which is basically like the Community Shield if you're English, or the winner of the league playing off against the winner of the Cup, which is what we did. And we lost to Ajax in kind of a thriller of a game. It was 4-3, but with goals, with us taking the lead in the 28th, then them scoring in the 57th, then us scoring in the 58th, then they're scoring in the 59th, then our scoring in the 90th, then they're scoring in the 90 plus 3. So, in a game, very back and forth, very solid. Their front three played well. Our front three played pretty okay. What are you going to do? It's still Ajax. We are actually... The board only think we should be avoiding relegation. If you look at the season preview, we are 5th in the league table with the two best wingbacks, Neeson and Vasily and Tommy, and then Toth is the best striker in the league, which is great. Now, we should talk about transfers, because there's been a bit of business. And there still is a bit more business to do. Let's talk about the outs. And so, once the new year started, we knew we were going to make some sales, because we had to sell to buy. And we did. Ezequiel Ibanez has gone to Southampton for £16 million with a little bit of a sell-on clause. Mikel Higna went to NAC, which, with the sell-on clause, he was just a kind of midfielder that came through our youth academy that wasn't really going to amount to much, so we moved him on. Helmir Sedvin went to Bristol City for £29.5 million. He's already valued at 35, and we have a 30% sell-on clause. We weren't going to play him. We've got that young Argentinian kid in, which I'll show you in a bit. So move him on, make some money off of him. And I think the guy we have in Golnar, Vladislav, is probably better than him. A few other kind of free players. He had a bunch of guys leave on freeze. Zakira Amora left as well. And then other transfers out here. Rodrigo Rosa left for $6.5 million. Lee Davis left for $1.1 million. He wanted to go. Bennett Bolkin, who is somebody who we weren't ever going to play, but he left for $2 million. And then Judy Mespina left for $7 million. All profit. Every one of these ones we got was profit. As for the ins, probably not as crazy. We have spent, but just not a ton. Cássio Fernando is a 18-year-old Brazilian defensive midfielder / can play in the midfield, where we're teaching him to play box to box. He is an 18-year-old Brazilian shot at the future. He is 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential, already valued at $34 million, and we brought him in for £475. Good bit of business. We're just going to sit here, let him grow and become eligible for the team. And if that doesn't happen and he doesn't develop well, we just sell him on. Is this still the right way? Nope. We'll do it this way. We then brought in on loan. Yeah, you can still see him. Anar Fair Ergetson. He is a Dutch striker from Ajax. He's valued at 14 to 16.5 million. We have him on loan for the year with an option to buy for, I think, 18 million pounds. He looks like he could be a very good striker. He is young at 20. He's got natural fitness. His temperament isn't the best, but the plan is he can kind of back up in striker, back up at attacking mid. He can do a lot of things. He is alone, and it's only an option to buy if we want him. So it seemed like a safe bet at the time. We've already seen Cássio Fernandez. Then on a free from Brescia, Johan Cohen, who is a central defender. He's kind of the second or third choice backup here. He's going to take that role. 28 years old. He's an experienced international defender, 34 caps for Israel. A good, strong tackler and marker of the ball. He does have a long throw on him, but I doubt we'll ever use it. Good at positioning, teamwork, and work rate. His physicals aren't the best, but he's strong and he can do a job at 6'2". And on a free, you can't beat that. Matthias Riegel is another free. He's a midfielder, French midfielder who came in from Grasshoppers. He's never been capped for France. But the 27-year-old is pacey. He can play as an attacking mid. He can play as a box-to-box midfielder, which we're training him to do. He kind of, once again, fills a role, is a good squad option, and for no money bringing him in. He's pacey. He's got some fitness about him. His physicals are good. His mentals are amazing. He's got great work rate, and he can do a job for us. As a rotational player, as a squad player, I think we'd hit a nice little ball with that. Then, one of our new starting left midfielder, this is Salverino Perseni. He is a Uruguayan midfielder. He's capped. He's got 2 international caps. He's came from Man City, so you take what you will with that. But you can see he's just kind of solid all around. Plays the deep line playmaker role for us right now. Physical, he's a monster. Mentals, he's extremely solid except for leadership. And when it comes to technique, first touch, heading, long shots, he's got a little bit of everything. He likes to knock the ball past opponents and switch the ball to the wide areas, which is kind of good for us considering we have our wingbacks creating those wide runs. And for £11 million, I don't think that's a bad piece of business for a guy who's already tripled in value and somebody we can sell on if need be, and he's only 21. Then for £1.1 million for Valencia, this is Altar Richelde. Just another guy who can play either up front or behind the strikers, or even in the midfield if need be. 6'3", comes in deep to get the ball, likes to lob the keepers. He's a fairly professional player. He's level-headed. I like the look of him. He was cheap. He's not on a lot of money. He's a fringe player. He could do a lot for us. Once again, rotation and depth, and more quality depth is what we were going for this year. Finally, the other key piece to our pile and our starting right midfielder, this is Lissandro, the Brazilian under-23 international, 22 years old. As you can see here, he's a tireless midfielder. He is the box-to-box guy. Marking, tackling, technique. His work rate at 18, teamwork of 19. This guy works hard off the ball, runs through the center, does everything we want him to do with it. His passing isn't horrible either. He's got some good technical abilities. He's not really horrible. If you think about it, jumper gains are 2. And long throws and leadership are the only abilities that are below double digits, and most of them are in the good to better one. He's got some room to develop as well. They say he's going to be a 4-star ability player, and he's already got 3.5 stars, but at 22, I think he could develop a little bit more. And then 3 more players that come in. Plus, we've got 2 more pending, but we'll see how they go. Facundo Rey, which is the Argentinian goalkeeper that we brought in. He is finally here. He looks very solid. He is training to be a sweeper keeper and defend. So we've got Antonov and Ray, 2 very solid goalkeepers. I think I will be giving him pretty much all the cup time. And then if we're against really weak opponents in the Champions League, I may give him the game time too, just to get him to develop. He's had 2 clean sheets. He has played during preseason. I mean, he's driven, he's consistent. He has a great command of area. I think if you compare them with Antonov, you can kind of see here, Antonov is better shot stopper. This guy's a better distributor of the ball. And besides from that, aerially, Antonov is a bit better too and a bit quicker. So that kind of just shows you there. Yeah, obviously his one appearance had 4 conceded. That was against Ajax. There you go. Then from Sparta Prague, I think it's Joran Lastoya. Lastoya is a 20-year-old Czech Republic striker. He's capped. He's got 4 goals, and I had 2 goals and 4 caps. You can kind of see where I went here. Young striker, another option off the bench, a guy we can turn to a complete forward, but he's pacey, he's quick. His finishing isn't the best, but we're playing him to be a complete forward, and he runs the ball down the right, which, that's fine. for me, but he's a pacey striker that you can kind of bring on late into a game just to cause some havoc. He's kind of Vladimir Toth light, if I was to call him anything. You see, Toth is, first of all, Toth is amazing value for money. We're going to have to tie him down to a major contract. But you can kind of see Toth is obviously better in every strands of the word. But like this guy is Toth light, and he has a lot of the same kind of abilities as him. Technically, he's the same as Toth. And even naturally, it's just the mentals. Toth is a bit better at him, and they're the same age. But he's a squad player. Toth is the starter. Toth will be the starter, but this guy comes in. I don't think we lose. Besides the finishing ability, I don't think we lose a lot. But we have a lot of good finishers on the team. And then finally, this is Mateusz Granatowski. He is a German midfielder who we picked up for £5.7 million from Werder Bremen. It's a buying guy for the future. He's young. He's 18. He's going to develop with us. He's already worth way more than we bought from for. And the goal is now, since we have this team and we're in the Champions League, we have some money to spend. We've rotated out some of the players that we spent money on to get us here, to bring in younger players who are going to be quality. Obviously, this guy is a wunderkind. Gets forward the ball, tries clear balls, dictates the tempo. He's going to be a midfielder. I'm trading him as attacking midfielder because of obviously those finishing abilities. But you can kind of see he's got a bit about him, and I think as he goes, even the mentals being strong as they are, he could really develop into something. 2 other transfers we are waiting to come on in. We have a loan offer in for this guy, Dean Bosch, and then another one for this attacking midfielder, Rapua, who is the Romanian playing for Pacos de Ferreira. I kind of want this guy to be my attacking mid, and the reasoning being, you can kind of see he does everything I want in an attacking mid. He's got the dribbling, the finishing, the first touch. He's got heading, he's got free taking, he's got long shots. He can pass the best of them. He's a penalty taking technique machine. He's got corners for days, determination, and off the ball. He does everything I want. Also, he gets in the opposition area, but comes in deep to get the ball and knocks it past opponents, which means if we play him as an attacking mid, he will come beat deep and kind of create that flat three that we were playing in the midfield last year. And at 27, he played for Monaco. He plays for Pacos de Ferreira, and then he also came through Cercle Bruges and FCSB, and he's played in the Conference League play-ins already. So he has European experience, and he is, he's been playing regularly in Portugal. He played in France, Ligue 1. He played, even his last year in France, he played 21 games. So I think he'll be a solid player. And that wraps up all of the transfer business. So let's talk about games and schedules. I don't know when we jump into the Champions League. Well, I do know we jump into the Champions League. We enter the league phase on 9/19. So right around here. Which means we're going to play AZ today, and then we'll come back right around here when we come into the Champions League for the Champions League games and Feyenoord. But today, it's our first league game against AZ. And here is the team that is going to take them on. Hang on a second. I should also talk about 2 players that are going to be joining us in the team going forward. Frank here is one of our youth players. And we brought him up because we needed people who were homegrown at team. And that's why he's here. He's homegrown. He's 15. I don't know how much he's going to get starting. He looks very solid for a 15-year-old. He's also homegrown. We need homegrown players. That's why he's here. Also, Barry. You probably saw him last year. Here's Barry. He's our backup left wing back now. Yeah, I'm all in on Barry. Let's hope things don't go too bad. If we get an injury to Neeson, there's going to be some fun things happening here. I probably should go out and buy some prospect wingbacks. But that's how this goes. But yeah, this is the starting lineup. Antonov, Backs, the wide center back we bought last year. He's going to be starting for us at right center back because we sold. Ratu moves into the center and Rai goes on the left. Neeson and Vasila keep their place. Piscineri and Lissandro make up the midfield with Regal. getting the start today at attacking mid. Kasim and Toth are the two strikers. Kasim was deadly in that attacking midfield role, but he moves up into the attacking role now that we have people there because, played for that. Here is the bench. As you can see, pretty darn solid. Andy DeLuca is still here. He is wanted by Barcelona, so we're starting to tie him down to a new contract. We are not selling him. Once again, because he is a solid player who is homegrown. So, yes. Also, Board wants us to build a new stadium at some point in the near future. So, hopefully, we can get a decent run in the Champo. And if we get a decent run in the Champions League, we can possibly fund more signings, but also a new stadium. So here they are, AZ, with the basically a flat back, 6, and then the 4 attackers. I'm excited to see how this goes. This team is going to probably look and play very solidly. I like the way we built it. I think it's going to do well. We just need to see how these guys play out here. Lissandro immediately making a nice tackle, takes it back here to Ratu, holds up play, finds Persani, gets it through to Regal, out here to Tommy, that's offside. Kasim, great finish. Absolutely and totally offside, but a good try. Good try, everybody. Great work, great play. Great tackling off the ball here. But yeah, he's in an offside position the entire time. Kind of sucks, but it's all right. We've already shown we can hit the net 10 minutes in. So yeah, they've got to be a little bit worried here. Faith now. You can kind of see we do push up a little bit on teams here. Kasim almost picking that one off. But now they're going to get back here. Brax should... Oh, he does handle that. But Antonov is also there. Perfect. One thing we do lack a little of is pace in the center back areas. So having these guys pushed up as much as we do. Brax is our quickest center back, though. So there is something to be said about that. As boy, oh boy, not much has been happening here. Oh, that being said, Lissandro has a ball. Tries to find Toth. Oh, Regal, take a shot. 5 finishing. But we can't complain because, it is the first game. Lissandro, Brax is there. Oh, Ezra, beautiful header. Now, one thing too, Brax is something that in Brax's favor, besides from everything else, is he is also 18 jumping ability. So he should almost never be losing an aerial duel. And now a highlight right from the kickoff, which is always a little bit scary. Toth, love to see it there, buddy. Love to see the work rate. Lissandro, beautiful. Pass forward here, finds Toth. Toth's in the channel now. Pull back here for Lissandro, hits the woodwork. Percy finds Neeson. Persini, he'll take a pot shot, but it's way over the bar. So there we go. A team that looks like they're playing very solidly. You're very capable. Do more. I am impressed. Rai, Perserni, Kasim finds Neeson. Can we get a nice cross in here? Oh, that's a penalty. All day. Neeson goes down that hard. Yeah. That's going to be an absolute penalty. Penalties awarded. Vladimir Toth is going to step up for this one. And should, hopefully, just like he's done before, Vladimir Toth gets his first goal of the campaign, second of the season, because he played in the cup. And we are now 2-0 to the good against AZ, who I think they were the ones chasing us down last year. Lissandro, beautiful tackle. We do have some feisty midfielders here. Ooh. All right, never mind. These guys like to push up, like to get dirty. That's kind of the reason why I like these yeoman kind of midfielders. Just hardworking, get themselves into defensive positions and doing things. But I think now we're going to start looking at making some changes. And we are. Tactics. Tomi has run a good race. Al-Assad is going to come in there. Alessandro is having a good game, but we're going to... We'll keep him having a good game. I want to pull him out for Checha. Not Checha. Deluk. Regal, we can pull you off. Let's bring Altor on. I want to see how he does today. And those are 3 changes. We'll keep the 2 in our pocket here. See how this goes. Lissandro will probably pull around the 75th minute. Yep. Time. So Checha comes in here now, but now we just swap this around. Checha becomes the deep line playmaker, and he becomes the box-to-box. Neeson has also run his race, so Barry, the 16-year-old right wing back, comes on to help us see out the game. Brax is going to have to just take it on the chin and kind of suffer through, but he's usually pretty good. Deleka. Ball in here. Brax is there. Deleka again. Finds Rai. Checha. Kasim is there. I think it's going to stand because everybody was onside. It was just kind of a mix master. Yes, it does. Brax. Deleka is there. Sends it back in to Rai. Pulls it to Checha. Yeah, Kasim is definitely onside when that happens, and nobody's in an offside position when the ball is shot. So that is 3-0 now, and I think we can comfortably cruise to victory. As we go top of the league for the time being. Ezra Brax gets man of the match. It was a great win for us, lads. Well done. Solid all around. And that's it, folks. Another one in the books. A new season started. Champions League to come with all the money and glory that has. Has Ajax played yet? They have not. They're playing VVV. They're probably the late game, too. So we will have to look into that. So, next, as we praise him, great work, is the Champions League. We've already gone over the calendar, so I will see you back here for then, folks. And until then, Happy New Year. And I've been James, you've been you, this has been Future Man. It's not how good you are, it's how good you want to be. We'll see you then. Bye-bye!